Okay, that brings me now to this week's interview, and it's always nice on Country Bells to catch up with new artists. And this is Demi Michelle, and listen to hear what she had to say. It's a very warm Country Bells on Belter Radio. Welcome to another up-and-coming artist. It's Demi Michelle. Thank you very much for taking the time to chat to me today, Demi.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's an absolute pleasure. Now, of course, you just released a brand new single called LA Will Still Wait for Me, but before we get to that, we better talk about you and get to know you and your music a little bit better. So firstly, where did it all start for you? Where did you get the music bug from?
So actually, I started piano when I was 10 years old and choir when I was in middle school. And at this time, I just did music for fun. I never really saw it as a possible career, but I majored in music and English, double majored in college. And when I was originally a music therapy major, I had to learn guitar. And once I had my background in guitar and piano and singing, I thought, you know what about songwriting? So I started to songwrite for fun. And once Julia Michaels released Issues, which is my favorite song by her, and she's my favorite songwriter, once she released that, I really took a step back and thought maybe I could do this too. So I started to songwrite for fun, and then because I was double majoring in school and then started grad school right after, I felt like I was overloaded with school and I couldn't really devote a lot of time to my music. But in 2019, I made the decision to start putting my songwriting first, and so here I am.
Yeah, I was reading through your bio that you sent me, and it seems like you write popular fiction as well at one point. So does your songwriting sort of stem from that kind of storytelling?
Definitely. Yeah, I'm in grad school right now getting my MFA in writing popular fiction, and I'm writing a young adult mystery novel. And obviously writing a novel is like so much storytelling. And I feel like I think of songs as, just shorter stories. There's a beginning, middle, end. There's a big message you want listeners to take away. So I definitely think that my fiction writing has contributed to my songwriting as well.
Yeah, you're only got to be careful you don't combine the two and end up singing a novel, isn't it? Okay, so which artists and writers inspire you then, Demi?
Julia Michaels is my biggest inspiration. She's so raw and real and honest in her music. So I feel like she's my number one. But other artists that really inspire me are Kelsea Ballerini and Taylor Swift. Kelsea Ballerini is a huge one for me because once I started to get into country music, Homecoming Queen was the song that changed it all for me. I fell in love with that song. It made me cry the first time I heard it. And so Kelsea is a big inspiration of mine. And Taylor is amazing at storytelling. And one of the main reasons why I love her so much is because she started country and then she went pop. And now she's doing the folk thing and going a little bit back into country. So she's been all across the board. And as somebody who writes both pop and country, I feel like I relate to Taylor in that I don't feel tied down by one genre and I can expand and explore both.
Okay, so you play piano and you also play the guitar. So which one do you prefer to write your songs with? Do you have a preference?
Well, piano is my main instrument, so that one mostly, but I just keep both of my guitars and my ukulele in my room. So when I feel inspired and just want to grab an instrument and play, I grab my guitar. But once I have a solid draft of a song, I like to go to my piano to kind of develop it more.
Okay, you play ukulele as well. Is there anything else you play or anything you would like to?
I always wanted to learn how to play the flute, but it's a very difficult instrument to play. I have this one memory from college when I was a music therapy major, I had to do a mock session with my friends. And one of my friends in college is a flute major. And so for the session that we had to do, I actually had to play flute because I was the pretend client, and it took me 20 minutes just to get a sound out of it. So it's definitely a hard instrument to play, but I love the sound of flute, and one day if I could learn it, that would be awesome.
Okay, so you've performed a few live gigs then, I presume, Demi. Have you taken your music on the road at all?
Not yet. I haven't played live yet. Because I just released my first single, Into Focus, at the end of 2019. Corona happened, super soon after that with the virus. So all the shows I was supposed to play in 2020 during the summer. I couldn't, obviously. So I've been doing a lot of live shows on Sessions Live and some Instagram Lives, and I've been keeping up with posting videos on YouTube. So I've been doing everything I can right now.
Yeah, it certainly put a spanner in a lot of works, doesn't it, the virus?
Yeah.
How bad is it over there in Pittsburgh? Is it opening up again now or not?
Well, we're not really open yet. We're pretty much still shut down. I mean, restaurants are open and like essential places, but as for live music, that's not really happening right now.
So probably just as well you're still sort of like studying and that, because income hit them, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you've got a bucket list venue, where would you really most like to play?
It's definitely somewhere in Pittsburgh because it's my hometown. We have a smaller venue that's called Stage AE, and indoors it's like I think around over 2,000, just about, and the outside venues 5,000. So that's a lot of people, but as a starting artist, one day I would at least like to play there because I went to a lot of shows there, and so it's one of my favorite venues to go to. So if I got to play there, that'd be awesome.
Excellent. So have you sort of been to Nashville at all? Do you sort of like commute from Pittsburgh to Nashville?
I haven't been to Nashville yet, but as of now, I'm supposed to go in July for a songwriting retreat. So as of now, that's happening. Fingers crossed that doesn't get canceled. But if it still happens, I will be going to Nashville for the first time in July.
Oh, excellent stuff. Well, you've done something I haven't done. I haven't made it over there yet either. So, okay, I hope you enjoy Nashville if you get there.
I hope I do too. I'm sure I will.
Okay, right. So you mentioned your debut single, Into Focus then. So how did you find the recording studio process? Do you enjoy that side of it?
I love recording. So I had a little bit of a rough start because I worked with a couple producers before my current one I'm with now, and we didn't really have the best connections. So starting off, I was still trying to find a producer I was comfortable with and who understood me and my vision and my sound. And I finally found my current producer that I started working with at the end of 2019. And we've done so many songs together. And I love the recording process because it's important to me for my songs to come to life the way I envision them. And my producer lets me literally sit right next to him at all the instruments. I contribute into like the mixing and what the final master sounds like. So I'm like really involved in the production process, which is awesome.
Okay, do you take sort of criticism or critique lightly?
Yeah.
If he turns around and says, Demi, that really doesn't work, are you open to sort of like suggestions, like say maybe do this instead of...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you've got to be. Sometimes you can be like too much in control, can't you?
Okay.
Okay, I've interviewed quite a few singer-songwriters over the time, and a lot of them, some of them feel like they can't let go. They've just got to have overall control over everything, and others are quite happy to let like producers direct them in the right guideline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so which studio do you use then?
I record at the Vault Recording Studio in Pittsburgh.
Okay. So when your single was released then, what were your feelings when it actually hit the like iTunes and places like that? How excited were you?
I was super duper excited. That song is so important to me, and before I decided to record that song, I've written several songs before that, but Into Focus just really resonated with me, and once I played it for some of my friends and family, they really connected to it too. And one of my main goals with my songwriting is to touch the hearts of my listeners and write songs that people can relate to. And I feel like Into Focus is that song that can remind people that even though things might be difficult at a certain period of time, that, you know, there's always a light coming and things will all come into focus. So when that song came out, I was super nervous, obviously, because it was my first song, but I'm really happy that I decided to take that leap and release it.
I guess, what sort of reception did that song get from like radio? And I take it you pitched it to some of your local radio stations out in Pittsburgh.
Actually, I didn't do any really promo for that. I was super overwhelmed. And actually, like, LA Will Wait For Me, my new single, was the first one that I'm really doing promo for. because being an independent artist, there's a lot you have to do. So I was overwhelmed with getting my website set up and, finding a studio and getting my artwork and picking a release date, doing a photo shoot. So there's so many things involved. And I just wasn't comfortable with the industry yet to kind of take that extra step and pitch to people. So I feel like I've finally reached that stage now where I'm more comfortable with myself as a songwriter and an artist, that I'm ready to do that. So I didn't do any promo for Into Focus or my Christmas song.
Looking back on it now, though, would you have done anything differently?
I think I would have. I feel like I would have trusted myself more, because I really overthink a lot and I have a lot of self-doubts about myself. So when I started, I was afraid to kind of pitch to main people in the industry, radio stations and bloggers. So I feel like I would have given myself a chance back then, and maybe things would have turned out differently.
Yeah, it's a very big learning curve as well, isn't it? And also it comes down to finance as well, doesn't it, for an independent artist?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, I think it's about time we heard your debut single, so we'll play Into Focus. What do you think?
Awesome. So here's Into Focus.
Okay, I'm back with Demi. We've just heard her debut single, Into Focus, which, as we said, was a pop ballad song. And then you followed that one up, Demi, with a Christmas single. So what made you release a Christmas single?
I love Christmas music, and Christmas is my favorite time of year. And I wanted to write a Christmas song, so that's what I did. And this song is really important to me because it talks about the true meaning of Christmas and how what makes Christmas so special and the holidays so special is spending it with your loved ones and making memories. So that's what that song is about.
I always feel a lot of work goes into Christmas singles and that, but you've only got to have a small window to sort of like get it released and aired, and then everybody forgets it in January, don't they?
Yeah, it was kind of stressful actually, because I recorded it like the year before I released it, like the November before, and at the time it was way too close to Christmas to release it. So I kind of forgot that I did that song, because I've been working on so many songs after that. And then once October of last year rolled around, I told my producer, I was like, hey, remember we did a Christmas song last year? Can I release that this year? So it was really quick to get it mastered and get artwork and everything, but we got it.
Okay, so that brings us now to your brand new single, LA Will Wait For Me. So what is that song all about, and how did you write that one?
So this song is super special to me. I wrote it with my friend Madison Young, who I met at a songwriting retreat last August. And once we hopped on a Zoom to get to know each other more and just talk for 2 hours before even writing, we discovered that California was really important to both of us. For me personally, I have family who live in California. My aunt and uncle live out there. And ever since I turned 18, I've taken several trips to visit them, every year, except for last year, obviously. And so this song is kind of my reminder that even though I can't go back to California right now, it will wait for me. And so I hope this song can remind everybody else, no matter what that special place is for you, that one day you will be able to go back again.
Do you enjoy sort of co-writing?
I love co-writing. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Okay, so you like sort of bouncing ideas off other writers and that?
Yeah, I really enjoy co-writing because all songwriters have their different, backgrounds, and they all bring something different to a song. So I feel like co-writing a song with somebody just makes it extra special because you got more than one input into the song, and everybody's goal is to make the song the best that it can be. So I feel like co-writing is an awesome thing if you can do it.
Okay, so this song here is now in the country pop genre, isn't it? So you've sort of shifted gears a little bit. Are you sort of still searching to find your ideal sound, do you think?
I think I am. I've always loved pop music. Pop music has always been, I go to concerts, I write pop music, I listen to it all the time. And like I said before, Homecoming Queen by Kelsey really changed that for me and made me fall in love with country music. So last year I wrote a lot of country, but I'm still writing pop. So I'm definitely trying to find my sound. And then again, because of my writing background and storytelling, my pop music has a lot of that storytelling in it that you see in country. So I feel like I will keep exploring both genres just because depending on the kind of song that I write, it would fit better as pop or better as country. So I don't want to confine myself to one genre, but I definitely am looking to find the sound that best suits me.
Yeah, I think that's very true for a lot of artists these days. I think genres really are sort of like the lines are getting blurred between them all, aren't there? So if it sounds good, it is good.
Yeah.
Okay then, so we're looking at your YouTube page, and you've got quite a few videos and bits and pieces on that, and you've also done a handwritten lyric video for Into Focus. So where did you get that idea from?
So I always wanted to have some kind of music video or lyric video. I haven't done a music video yet, but for the 1-year anniversary of Into Focus, I thought it would be cool to involve my friends and fans and family in the lyric video because that song's really important and it's touched a lot of people. So I wanted to include those people in a video. So I reached out to them and asked them to write different lyrics in the song. And then I had a friend who does, the videos to put it together for me. And I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, you're talking about an official video. Are you actually going to plan to do one of those in sort of maybe for your new single?
Possibly. I would love to do a music video, so I'll just have to wait and see how that all works out with getting somebody to do it and all.
Yeah, and also financing it as well.
Exactly, yeah.
I know I interviewed one British artist, and she did one of her music videos. A friend followed her around with an iPhone.
Yeah, there's so many interesting ways of doing it nowadays. You don't have to have like full-blown production on a video. And that was the thing with like the lyric video too. Like I didn't really pay anything for that. Like I had people write it and then a friend was like kind enough to make it for me. So there are ways of doing things. Music videos are obviously more involved because you want it to be in sync with the music and everything. But definitely one day I hope to do a music video.
Yeah, you got like other things on there as well. I think you've done some like bits off Facebook Live and things like that on there, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done a lot of lives, and I also keep up with doing covers because I found, which is really interesting, I found that by doing covers consistently, I do at least one a week on my YouTube channel. By doing that, I feel like I'm finding my sound because I never sing the songs exactly how they were recorded by the artist. I always put my own twist on it. So I feel like by doing that, I'm exploring my voice and finding what's most comfortable for me.
Yeah, and also when you sing other people's songs as well, so you get sort of like the idea of how they wrote the song in the first place, and then you can take sort of like ideas or bits of writing from that, can't you?
Yeah, I always like when I do my covers, I always think like, oh, how I would have sang this melody. I don't really change the lyrics, but thinking about like the accompaniment, like just with piano or just with guitar, and playing around with some of the lyrical phrases and singing them how I would have sang it if I wrote the song.
Okay, Demi, so is social media very important to you as a young artist?
I think it is. Nowadays, you have to be on social media and you have to engage with your followers. I'm actually talking to my graphic designer now about more branding things that I could do. I'm going to be starting weekly live streams on my Instagram. And then I'm going to be starting little lyric graphics where every week I post a graphic with one of my lyrics and explain what it means to me and what song it's from. So I've just been trying to find more ways to be engaging on social media because I'm always on Twitter. That's like my main one. But I think it's important to have a stronger presence on all the platforms.
Yeah, I live on Twitter apparently. Okay, so if we want to catch up with you, Demi, what are your social media links?
So you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Demi M. Schwartz. And I'm on Facebook and my YouTube channel, which is Demi Michelle. And I also have a website, which is DemiMSchwartz.com, where you can keep up with my music. And I also run a blog on there that I try to post something every Friday, if not every other Friday. So I have all that on my website.
Do you do like a newsletter as well? I know a lot of artists do. Are you going to go down that route as well?
Yeah, I do actually have an email list, and I sent out my first newsletter of the month yesterday, actually. So if you want to keep up with what I'm doing with interviews and my new music and everything else, my newsletter sign up is on the homepage of my website.
Okay, Demi, so as we go into 2021 now, What can we expect from you this year? Are you going to release more singles?
I am going to release more singles. I'm actually planning a single for hopefully May, which is going to be a pop song. And then I am working on both a pop album and a country EP. So I'm not sure which of those will come first. Probably the pop album, because that one's most farther along. So that one will hopefully be released this year. And also because I love Christmas music, I'm releasing a country Christmas single this year.
Excellent stuff. So you've got a busy year in prospect then?
I definitely do.
Okay, so are you going to, hopefully when this all lifts, are you going to get any live gigs in over the summer?
I hope to play some gigs in the summer. Hopefully Pittsburgh opens up. And if so, I am definitely going to start looking around for places that I can play.
Excellent stuff. Okay, Demi, is there anything else we need to know here at Country Bells and Belter Radio about you and your music at this time?
I just want to thank everybody for listening to this interview and to Into Focus and LA Will Wait For Me. And like I said, you can expect a lot more music from me this year. And I love to engage with everybody. I think it's really important. So if you reach out to me on social or via my email or my website, I will definitely connect with you.
Okay, Demi, I think the only thing to do then is for you to introduce your brand new single.
This is LA Will Wait.
Where the glamorous magic is waiting for me. The lights are shining, shining on the runway, with the palm trees swaying as far as I see. Close my eyes, hear the rush of the waves, summer air like a warm embrace. LA is calling my name. No matter how many days grow between us, LA will wait for me. Still beats that golden rhythm. LA will wait for me. Every postcard in the mail takes me back to the place I'm meant to be. No matter how many days grow between us, LA will wait for me. LA will wait for me. LA will wait for me. There's nothing like walking on a soft beach at sunset with the seagulls gliding high over my head. Shopping on Rodeo, daydreaming moments like a movie instead. Yeah, close my eyes, hear the rush of the waves, summer air like a warm embrace. LA is calling my name. No matter how many days grow between us, LA will wait for me. My heart still beats that golden rhythm. LA will wait for me. Every postcard in the mail takes me back to the place I'm meant to be. No matter how many days grow between us, LA will wait for me. 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 One day I'll stand on the pier again. One day I'll dance downtown again. One day I'll see the Hollywood Hills again. And I'll know I'm home. Between us, LA will wait for me. My heart still beats that golden rhythm. LA will wait for me. Every postcard in the mail takes me back to the place I'm meant to be. No matter how many days grow between us, LA will wait for me. 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 Wait for me.
A very big thank you to Demi Michelle for taking the time to chat to me here on Country Bells and Belter Radio about her music. Always nice catching up with new artists, of course. And also big thank you to Demi for listening in this evening. And I hope you're staying well over there in Pittsburgh.